When I put it out there that I was closing, the thing that I got fed back to me most was the positive influence that we have had as a store on the local community, and especially the younger local community. Okay, so my name's Glenn. This is my store, Beatsworkin. It's a core skate shop. We've been operating in North Devon, Barnstable for the last 22 years. So when I started, I was only 22 years old. Lots of 22s going on here. I didn't really know what I was doing. I had no idea. I just loved skateboarding. I loved the community. I loved all my friends. And the store that was in town at the time, which was actually just a kite shop run by an older guy. He was a lovely bloke called Will. They closed down, and me and my friend Ollie were like, hey, let's open a skate shop. That would be sick. We'll just be able to go skateboarding all day, and we'll sit on a sofa, and it will just be amazing. Quickly we realised that didn't kind of work out like that. It was a lot of hard work. There was a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. It isn't just a case of standing behind a counter and smiling at people and everything just appears and the bills just get paid. It was tricky, but it was fun. There wasn't a lot of skateboarders around at that time. It was 2003. Skateboarding was having a bit of a boom, but when it was having a boom back then, that just meant it went from 10 people skateboarding to maybe 25 people skateboarding. But it was cool. I survived on no money. I didn't care about that because I was doing something I loved. It was wicked. Over the years, I developed my skills of running a store, and I also put a lot of time, a lot of energy into building up the community and the skate scene around us. We quickly developed a skate team of people from 10 miles that way, 20 miles that way, and we all just came together because we all just wanted one thing. We just wanted to go skateboarding and have fun. As that kind of developed through time, I got into other bits and pieces, like we started doing lots of stuff within the music scene, lots of events, and essentially doing a lot of stuff which wasn't just buying and selling product. Obviously, like, you have to love the product that you sell, that's all around you, you've got to be into it. But I feel with a skate store, it's much more than just a product you sell. It's part of the culture, and it needs to be kind of rooted into all these different things. So for me, skateboarding was the roots of it. Music and that lifestyle culture was also where I was going as I was getting older. Okay, as time went on, I found that I needed to focus a little bit more on trying to make the store create an actual wage for me. Like, I was getting a bit older. I couldn't just survive on nothing, but I still had the passion for the culture and the scene around me. You know, we were doing all the skate events, we were doing the music events, I was running a sound system, I was doing radio shows, I was out down the park every night. We were off with the team going here, there and everywhere. But one thing was missing, and that was I wasn't really paying the bills very easily. So there I was, running my dream. It's my dog, she's beautiful. But I needed to make some money. Luckily, I kind of saw that the apparel sales were really what was generating the income for the store, and I liked apparel, I liked clothes, seemed to have a bit of an eye for it, so we started developing the apparel range. That led us to a position where we've got our skate dudes coming in for the hardware, which never really paid the bills, but was just a buzz and was just so nice for those dudes to come in and have that kind of space. But then I needed to make money out of the apparel, which I loved as well, so I felt like I was doing a good job with both of them. But they were two different types of customers, and you felt sometimes that you were pushing a skate dude to the back because you wanted to sell that expensive shirt, and then sometimes you felt like, well, it was just complicated. There wasn't really a swift answer for it. So after quite a few years, I decided that it would be a cool idea to open two shops. The apparel business was doing really well. I was finally starting to pay the bills, finally starting to make some money. I thought, this is it, I've cracked it, here we go. So I opened a second shop, swiftly pulled that up in a flash, because essentially I split my business across two stores. And then I had staff in, and I had all these issues, and suddenly I wasn't a skater in the skate shop anymore. I was a guy on a spreadsheet worrying about sales targets and managing staff and doing all these things, which to me just felt so alien. That carried on for a while, and essentially, like, I managed to sort of like save my ass by pulling that all back in together into one shop, and that is the shop that you see now. And I feel like we managed to marry that balance really well. We've got the apparel section, we've got the hardware section, but then one thing that I really noticed that was causing issues throughout the time in the store was this clash of like almost different types of people coming in the store, and my resolution to that, because I wanted to maintain the community, was to put in the coffee side of the business. So yeah, so the coffee shop was just amazing. You'd end up having like a 14-year-old kid who's a little BOE and a little sweary coming in from the skate shop, along with some like trendy older guy who was buying a fancy shirt. But then also they were having a conversation with like an old lady who's just come in on the way to the bus to get a coffee and somewhere to like, and that was just amazing. I'd let go of all of that kind of business side of things. I was back behind the counter, and I had this community. I think that's probably more important than any of the business struggles that I've managed to navigate through the years. That's the greatest achievement. And now coming 22 years later, feeling like it's time for me to leave this store and go and do something else. And that's come from that same attitude, which has sort of made me walk left when everyone else has gone right. I need to do something different because I feel like I've capped out now. I've done everything I can behind the counter. I need some different experiences in life. And I think that's okay. It was a bit of a mental battle for me, obviously, as I just completely stopped while I was talking. But when I put it out there that I was closing, the thing that I got fed back to me most was the positive influence that we have had as a store on the local community, and especially the younger local community.
So my name's Daniel Lansborough, or Dan Lansborough as most people call me. I mean, you can't really say anything negative because it's been such a positive outlook. Like, I feel like Beats has been quite an anchor point for a lot of people over the years, like whether it's a meeting point before we go skating, or, you know, if we're down the skate park or down the Strand or wherever we were, we'd always come back here. You know, someone broke their board and they needed a wheel, we'd come back to Beats, we'd hang out for half an hour, probably annoy Glenn for a bit, and then we'd go out and do it all over again. So it's just a bit of a community, a bit of a hub for everyone. They were like, and like, over the past like 22 years, it's only grown from when I was a little grom to, I mean, I'm pushing 40 now. So, you know, it's been a big part of my life, and I'm sure a lot of everyone else's.
But what I took from that was what a great positive influence we have been locally on the area, and I think that is a greatest achievement of this skate shop, and not just this skate shop, because all skate shops do the same thing. It's somewhere where you can come, and it's somewhere where you can invest in the culture, and it gives you a validation of what you're doing is all right. And I think as a human, that's important to have that, like to give you that strength to walk through. And it's a shame that that's what will go, I think, when the store goes. Like, you can get your stuff, you can go online and you can get it, you can go to other stores, you know, that is the one part of the store when it goes that will be a shame. But yeah, it was a rad ride. Loved every minute, but not every minute, that's a lie. But if I look back positively, I loved every minute of it. It was great. All the people I met, all the connections I met, and all the connections that were made through there. Hello, Neela, you all right? Do you want to be part of this? Look at her, look at her. She's like, what's going on? Who are you talking to? You're talking to no one. You're not talking to anyone. What are you doing, lad? Have you gone mad? Yeah, probably have a little bit.